Here is a closer look at conditional discrimination. Conditional discrimination is unique because it encompasses responding to a stimulus under the influence of another stimulus. This theory is not just about identifying a stimulus, but also about understanding the factors that dictate this response. Conditional discriminations are one of the most commonly targeted skills in early and intensive behavioral intervention. Established by reinforcing responses to particular antecedent stimuli, if and only if they are preceded or accompanied by particular additional stimuli. Conditional discrimination is defined as behaviors that occur when under the operant control of one stimulus when it is in the presence or context of another stimulus. Conditional discrimination has been extensively studied and experienced in applied behavior learning. Skinner's body of work reinforced conditional discrimination because he believed it was crucial to explain complex behavior. There is research that states making conditional discriminations interverbal in behavior might show defects in individuals with developmental disabilities. According to the National Library of Medicine, the article on conditional discrimination states, stimulus control in verbal relations can be analyzed in a multiple control framework, which includes convergent or divergent. An example of convergent conditional discrimination is if a person is trained to acknowledge a green light only when they hear the word green, the auditory cue or the word, and the visual cue or the light work together to control the response. An example of divergent conditional discrimination is if a person is required to ring the blue bell only after hearing the word auditory stimulus or the word blue. This forms a conditional discrimination. The word blue becomes the conditional stimulus and the blue bell becomes the discriminative stimulus. An example of a conditional discrimination is a clothing choice, because this involves making a decision on context. When choosing the appropriate clothing, they have to consider the weather or the occasion. Another example of conditional discrimination is reading a recipe. And this is an example because it involves responding to a specific instruction on the factors of a situation. An example of nonverbal conditional discrimination is instruction response. A child has been asked to touch the card with the blue card while two cards are placed in front of them, with a blue card and on the other a red ball. The child must use the spoken instruction blue and the visual stimulus of the blue card to select the right one. The child's behavior touching the card is conditional on the specific instruction and the stimulus properties. The child will think it must be blue, it must be a card.